This news update is brought to you by...
Say hello to Chelsea. Chelsea is a champion surfer, so she's accustomed to moving super fast, which is why she relies on super fast broadband brought to her through Flow's 100% fiber to the home network. It keeps her family sharing and surfing and saving each month. Combined, she bundles her Flow mobile, home phone, and TV services, so she can enjoy much more for much less, and so can you. Visit any Flow retail outlet, call 1-800-804-2994, or visit discoverflow.co to find out more. One-of-a-kind connection. This is how we flow.
This is the Barbados Today evening news update for Thursday, March 10. Thank you for joining us. I am Mary Claire Williams. The University of the West Indies is expanding facilities for testing suspected cases of Zika virus. Chairman of the UWI Task Force on Zika, Professor Clive Landis, announced today at the Cave Hill campus that the laboratories on the 3 campuses will join the Caribbean Public Health Agency, CARPHA, in conducting the tests.
The laboratories of the university are now going to come together to boost the overall capacity of the whole Caribbean, functioning almost like satellites that would then feed into the Caribbean laboratory networks and reporting their surveillance figures to CARPHA.
Professor Landis also stated that although the task force is currently focusing on the Zika virus, the university will ensure that it is ready to deal with all general health hazards. Minister of Small Business Development Donville Inniss is knocking commercial banks who he says are making it difficult for local entrepreneurs to access funds. Inniss told the House of Assembly earlier this week the commercial banking sector is awash with cash, yet young businessmen are having a hard time getting seed money. He made the comments while leading off debate on the Barbados Investment and Development Corporation Amendment Bill. The amendment seeks to increase the number of directors of the corporation from 9 to 11. The St. James South MP says there is need for changes in the banking sector and bankers need to take greater risks with young entrepreneurs. The latest report on the state of the Caribbean's financial sector says the region remains vulnerable to a number of risks. The Regional Financial Stability Report was presented today at the Central Bank of Barbados. Deputy Central Bank Governor Cleviston Haynes says the system remains well capitalized, but there are some concerns related to non-performing loans, especially in the service-based economies.
And then there's the issue of credit concentration, and this is something that we need to continue to monitor, because one of the risks which we've noticed in larger economies and which in theory can impact us is the whole question about concentration in real estate activity. A lot of our loans, certainly within the region, are collateralized by real estate. So if you have an increase in non-performing loans collateralized by real estate and the values of those real estate start to fall, then it's possible that financial institutions are not in a position to recover on those loans in the way that one would want, and therefore they could take losses. So that is a potential risk to financial stability if we are unable to get the good data on what is happening with real estate prices. And that is an area for further work.
Sports now. India beat West Indies by 45 runs in their official warm-up game of the T20 World Cup at Eden Gardens today. India made 185 for 5 off 20 overs. Rohit Sharma was the top scorer with 98 not out. Yuvraj Singh made 31, while Shikhar Dhawan made 21. Jerome Taylor took 2 for 26 and Suleiman Ben 2 for 30. West Indies, chasing 186 to win, were 140 all out of 19.2 overs. Chris Gale top scored with 20 for the Caribbean side, and Pawan Negi took 2 for 15, while Hardik Pandya took 2 for 25.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Read all about it, read all about it. Get your paper, only $2.25, let's get your paper.
You again with that stale news from yesterday. I got the Barbados Today app on my phone and I just get my news for free.
What do she?
Barbados Today, news you can trust.
Secure your future, be financially strong. Since 1983, we have been there for you. A smart range of products, great tax benefits. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers
Hi, I'm Rabia. Look out for my new segment, Fashion and Beauty with Rabia, coming out this week. It's going to be so exciting. It's going to cover hair, nails, shoes, everything fashion and beauty. I'm excited, and you should be too.
In news from the region, the Bahamian Senate has voted to support changes to the Constitution to end gender discrimination. The vote follows a similar one in Parliament last week, in which both the government and opposition MPs approved the changes. A referendum will be held later this year to let the public decide whether Parliament should go ahead with the changes. However, there are still some concerns over the proposed change. We get more in this report from ZNS Network News.
Concerns linger over the gender equality bills expected to go to referendum later this year. Free National Movement Senator the Honorable Kwesi Thompson raised similar concerns made by the Marco City MP Greg Moss in the House of Assembly, who charged that sex, though defined as a male or female, could also mean one's sexual orientation. The issue raised by Moss, Senator Thompson said, should not be ignored.
I believe the Chief Justice was correct in his assessment that no one can give a guarantee that what we pass here will not lead to the legalization of same-sex marriage. Although, in fairness, the Chief Justice said that in support of the amendment. But there is a move, particularly in the United States, in the European Union, and in the United Nations, to blur this distinction and to include sexual orientation under sex discrimination, which would conceivably lead to same-sex marriage.
On the international scene, a South African woman has been convicted of kidnapping a baby from a hospital in 1997. Police accused her of fraudulently claiming to be the girl's mother since taking her in Cape Town. We get the details in this BBC report.
A living nightmare for any mother. This woman's baby, she named Zephany, stolen from her hospital bedside, just days old.
I'm okay, yes. Thank you, guys.
Now, 20 years later, and Celeste Nurse is seeing justice. The woman who snatched her baby, convicted at last. But it was left to the child's biological grandmother to speak on behalf of the family.
She must just come. We're not going to force her. We just say she must just come.
For years, Zephany's biological parents, who went on to have other children, still celebrated their missing daughter's birthday every year, never giving up that they would see her once again. Then, at school last year, in a remarkable twist of fate, their younger daughter befriended a girl who looked just like her. DNA tests proved it was Zephany. Extraordinary, too, was that here, just a short distance from their home, lived the woman who kidnapped the baby all those years back. Today, before she was convicted, the woman who can't be identified for legal reasons told me she was sorry, but claimed that Zephany, who now uses a different name, still loved her.
We didn't see each other for this whole year, but she sent messages with my husband. She loved me. She still wants me in her life.
What's also astonishing is that her own husband never knew the truth.
And finally, German Chancellor Angela Merkel is accusing European nations of unilaterally shutting the Balkan route for migrants. Merkel says this has put Greece in a difficult situation and such decisions should be taken by the whole of the EU. Austria, Slovenia, Croatia and the non-EU member countries Serbia and Macedonia have all taken steps to stem the flow of migrants. But the EU and Turkey set up a plan to ease the crisis at a summit in Brussels on Monday. However, it is still to be finalized. And that's the evening news. Remember, there's more on our website, www.barbadostoday.vb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, and like us on Facebook. We're on Izumi Media in bus terminals and Screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. You can also tune into Channel 99 on Flow TV or Mix 96.9 FM for more news and sports. I'm Marie Claire Williams. Do have a good evening.